We heard that radical changes were to take place in education. Now they're here, and pupils are certainly aware of why.
You have to stay away from each other because of the coronavirus. I'm putting my clothes in the wash like every day. Keep washing your hands.
The corridors around here are normally flooded with hustle and bustle from almost 500 students, but as you can see, there's a small few behind me. As we engage in social lockdown, there are many working behind the scenes, and as we fight this pandemic together, teachers are an essential part of that.
To be honest with you, the thing I miss most is just normality. But I'm happy to be here. I really like coming in, and it also gives me something to leave my house. And it's really nice to see the kids come in and enjoy themselves as well here, because obviously we're not doing curriculum-based. It's a bit more fun, it's a bit more free. So as long as we're just keeping social distancing, they're having a good time.
They start the morning with a check-in with the teachers. As we explained, the teachers have all been arranged on a rota system to cover the 4 different schools that are open. We've got Westside, we've got St. Martin's, we've got St. Anne's here and Notre Dame, and then a rotation also of teachers at home to interact with the children there during the course of the whole day, and yet another group of teachers who have been working on online activities, because we are not trying to replicate the classroom scenario, because imagine, for example, in the sense of any subject, be it history, maths, whatever, if we can't just have teachers downloading to children all the notes and everything required, and then nobody at home to support them, and the anxiety and stress that will cause. So we have to strike a very fine balance in moving ahead and also supporting them by providing key learning skills within their own curriculum areas.
It's a very different environment to being at school, being in the normal classroom environment, and the requirement to come to school and taking the register. What we're doing is clearly encouraging all the children to log in. Those that are not engaging, we obviously have a record, and there are follow-ups. There are follow-up conversations with parents as to why the children are not engaging. But of course it's a totally different situation to what we're normally seeing. The good thing is that we're seeing a lot of children engaging and a lot of children enjoying what they're actually doing.
There are around 160 students attending between all the schools at the moment, but this differs largely depending on parents' shift patterns. At St. Anne's today, there were around 50 pupils. Those attending school also work with the online platforms, as well as daily activities ranging from multiplication to physical education. The aim with all of this is not to replace the curriculum, but to continue developing key skills. Primary online activities have included yoga classes and creating their own contactless greeting and submitting videos of this to the online platform Seesaw. For secondary students, teachers are currently working on activities to be shared via electronic platforms. However, many of these students were striving towards exams, which were around the corner till everything changed a few weeks ago. With that now scrapped and replaced with predicted grades, motivation to continue schoolwork with no clear goal for the term might be hard to accept. Mrs. Mason says that despite this, they seem to be welcoming of the programme.
Most of the students do it because it just provides for them like a structure and a routine in the day, and also an opportunity to interact with their teacher and with their peers. So what they have to gain from this is staying in touch with their peers, their teachers, and socialization that happens virtually nowadays.
Regarding the predicted grades, there are some students who tend to, pick up the pace a bit closer towards exam time, who might be concerned that their predicted grades don't reflect what they would have been capable of had they sat their exams. So how are you accommodating those kind of situations?
That will be taken into account for the final predicted grade. All we can reassure students at the moment is that predicted grades will be realistic, that guidelines will be applied fairly, equitably and diligently to every single student, so they will all be in exactly the same boat.
Will they have a chance to appeal on what they've been given should they disagree with what they've been issued?
It's always been available. It's when you get your A-level results or your GCSE results, if you're not happy or you want to question how close you were to the grade boundary or whatever, the same mechanism will be in place.
But all of this is yet to come, and right now teachers are focusing on now. St. Anne's is open every weekend and schools remain open this week, despite what would have been Easter holidays. For as long as this crisis goes on, the aim is to ensure that for children of those that need to work, education continues.